your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Health Minister declares closure of the recent cholera outbreak that affected the nation. Faweza selects 200 vulnerable youth for STEM courses under 2025 MasterCard Foundation Bursary Program. And Deputy Russian Navy Chief killed in strike near Ukraine border. This bulletin is live on our Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie, Banda. Health Minister Elijah Mchima has declared the closure of the recent cholera outbreak that affected the nation. This resurgence, which emerged in late 2024, tested the resilience of the communities and the capacity of the healthcare system. Dr. Mchima notes that cumulatively the country recorded 496 confirmed cases, and with profound sorrow, 9 lives were lost. He has reiterated that the last confirmed cholera case was identified in Cabo District, Central Province, on Tuesday, 13th May 2025. Dr. Mchima says for a sustained period of more than 5 weeks, exceeding the internationally required threshold of 28 consecutive days, no new confirmed cholera cases have been reported in any district across Zambia. He says this sustained period of zero transmission meets the global criteria for declaring an outbreak over, as defined by the Global Task Force in Cholera Control.
Public health announcement is a successful containment and closure of cholera outbreak in Zambia. Today, Thursday, 3rd July 2025. Today marks a moment of collective resolve and national achievement. On behalf of the Republic of Zambia and the Ministry of Health, it is my honor to officially declare the closure of the recent cholera outbreak that affected our nation. This resurgence, which emerged in late 2024,
Water Development and Sanitation Minister Collins Zevu has reminded the public that any act of obstruction, threat, or physical harm against employees of Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Company (LWSC) carrying out their duty is a criminal offense and will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Mr. Nzovu says employees of water utilities are empowered under Section 32(3) of the Water Supply and Sanitation Act number 28 of 1997 to access premises for duties such as meter reading, inspections, and disconnections. This follows an incident which occurred on Sunday, 20th June 2025 in Lilanda, where Mr. Bwalia was executing a lawful service disconnection due to non-payment of water bills. He says the ministry is increasingly alarmed by the broader pattern of aggression directed at utility personnel. Mr. Nzovu says beyond physical violence, other forms of misconduct have been reported, such as verbal abuse, threats, and the use of demeaning or intimidating language, deliberate confinement of workers on premises to prevent disconnection, deployment of aggressive dogs to threaten or harm staff, gang-related resistance, and community hostility, particularly in high-risk areas such as Matero, sexual harassment, particularly targeting female staff, and psychological intimidation and emotionally manipulative behavior. He says such actions not only jeopardize the safety and mental health of the frontline workers, but also compromise the effective delivery of essential water and sanitation services. Information and Media Minister Cornelius Mwetwa has described individuals calling for the resignation of President Hakainde Hichilema for proposing the deferment of Bill 7 as political opportunists. Following the remarks by opposition Citizens First leader Harry Kalaba calling for the resignation of President Hakainde Hichilema, the minister accused Mr. Kalaba of creating political visibility. Mr. Mwetwa has clarified that in terms of Article 108 of the Republican Constitution, for an impeachment motion to be entertained on the floor of the House, the mover of the motion must demonstrate that the head of state has violated the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia or a written law. He adds that in relation to Bill number 7, there is no known article in the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia that anyone, not even the court of law in their judgment, has pointed to that the president has violated.
Particularly the opposition, and I have in mind Citizens First President Harry Kalaba, who 2 days ago or a day ago called on President Hakainde Hichilema to resign or consider resignation or risk facing impeachment for a purported violation of the Republican Constitution in view of the court's decision a few days ago, which sought to and did advise the government to consider wider and broader participation of citizens and stakeholders in coming up with a new act of parliament through Bill 7.
The Forum for African Women Educationalists of Zambia, FAWEZA, in partnership with FAO Africa and the MasterCard Foundation, has selected 200 vulnerable young people to pursue STEM courses at technical and vocational education and training, TVET partner institutions under the 2025 MasterCard Foundation Bursary Support Program, cohort number 2. FAWEZA Executive Director Mr. Costin Kanchele stated that this year's cohort includes 160 females and 40 males, among whom 11 are persons with disabilities and 15 are refugees. Mr. Kanchele emphasized that the composition of the group reflects FAWEZA's continued commitment to promoting inclusive and gender-responsive education. The organization aims to reach learners from marginalized backgrounds who are often excluded from accessing the completing tertiary education. He further noted that this initiative contributes to Zambia's broader efforts to strengthen tertiary education as outlined in key policy documents such as the National Education Policy of 1996, Vision 2030, and the 8th National Development Plan, NDP.
FAWEZA urges all selected participants to remain focused and committed through their academic journey, noting that the opportunity given is not just for the participants' benefit, but also for the betterment of their families, communities, and the nation, as they represent the hopes of many other young people who still face barriers to education. As an organization that has championed the education of girls and vulnerable learners for over 2 decades, FAWEZA remains dedicated to removing systemic barriers and expanding opportunities that enable young people, especially girls, to realize their full potential.
The Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR Basic Needs and Nutrition Basket BNB for Lusaka has revealed a continued struggle for families to meet basic needs amidst persistently high cost of living. Social and Economic Development Program Manager Edward Musosa says comparing June 2025 BNNB to May 2025 in Lusaka for a family of 5, the total food basket saw an increase of 490 kwacha, 41 ngwe. He says primarily driven by the non-food component, which increased by 452 kwacha for ngwe, whilst the food basket experienced a more modest increase of 36 kwacha, 38 ngwe. Mr. Musosa says within food items, notable increases were observed in chicken, carpenter, and tomatoes, whilst prices for roller mealie meal, other fruits, and bananas saw decreases. He says the significant surge in non-food costs was largely attributable to charcoal, whose unit price dramatically rose. Mr. Msosa says the increase in charcoal cost is influenced by both demand-side factors, such as increased consumption during the cold season, and supply-side factors, as many part-time charcoal producers, who are often farmers, abandon the trade to tend to their harvest given the recent favorable farming season. And in other news trending this evening, Opposition Patriotic Front Party Member of Parliament for Lunte constituency Mutotweka Fwaya has raised concerns over the potential negative consequences of the government's newly proposed taxes on alcohol. The Lusaka City Council LCC has urged Lusaka residents to take advantage of the current Constituency Development Fund CDF application window to apply for grants, loans, bursaries, and community projects before it closes on August 31st, 2025. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Agriculture Minister Ruben Mtolo and the Ambassador of to Zambia, Mr. Jai Kyung Pak, held a bilateral meeting to discuss the ongoing and potential areas of collaboration between the government of the Republic of Zambia and the Republic of Korea, particularly in the agriculture sector. During the engagement, the two leaders noted key areas cooperations, which included technology transfer, climate smart agriculture, value chain development, and private sector engagement to enhance agricultural productivity and market competitiveness. The meeting comes ahead of the official launch of the Smart Farming for Sustainable Livelihoods projects and the One Country, One Priority Product or COP initiative, which will take place on tomorrow, 4th July 2025 in Lusaka. The Smart Farming project, supported by the government of the Republic of Korea, is a four-year initiative aimed at improving the resilience and competitiveness of Zambia's horticulture value chains. The OCOP initiative, under the FAO Global Framework and funded through Flexible Voluntary Contributions, FVC, focuses on strengthening the onion value chain, which has been selected as Zambia's priority crop. The two initiatives will be implemented in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture through the Department of Agriculture, Plant Quarantine, and Phytosanitary Services, and Agribusiness and Marketing, providing technical leadership and coordination. The minister expressed appreciation for the continued support from the government of the Republic of Korea and reaffirmed Zambia's commitment to advancing climate smart agriculture and sustainable food systems through strategic partnerships. And Ambassador Jai Kyung Pak expressed his country's strong commitment to working closely with the Zambian government in delivering tangible outcomes for smallholder farmers through innovation, capacity building, and enhanced cooperation in agricultural event development. This is contained in a statement issued by Ministry of Agriculture Principal Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, Balewa Zulu. Ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And in news from across our borders, the deputy head of the Russian Navy has been killed near the Ukrainian border, the Russian military has confirmed. Major General Mikhail Gudkov, appointed by President Vladimir Putin to the senior naval post in March, was killed during what Russia Defense Ministry is describing as combat work in the western Kursk region, which borders. The ministry gave no further details about the operation. Last summer, Ukraine launched a surprise offensive in Kursk. While its troops have mostly been driven out, in June, Kyiv said it was still holding on to small areas of the region. And in sports news, Liverpool say they are devastated by the unimaginable loss of forward Diogo Jota, who had died in a car crash as 28. The Portugal international and his brother Andre Silva, 25, were killed after their car left the road because of a tire blowout in the Spanish province of Zamora. Jota married his long-term partner Ruth Cardoso, with whom he had 3 children, just last month. Portugal captain Cristiano Ronaldo, who played alongside Jota, wrote on social media, and I quote, "It doesn't make sense. Just now we were together in the national team. You had just got married." End of quote. And now the weather.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The evening is partly cloudy, windy at times, and mild to cool. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Health Minister Elijah Mchima has declared the closure of the recent cholera outbreak that affected the nation. The Forum for African Women Educationalists of Zambia, FAWEZA, in partnership with FAO Africa and the MasterCard Foundation, has selected 200 vulnerable young people to pursue STEM courses at technical and vocational education and training TVET partner institutions under the 2025 MasterCard Foundation Bursary Support Program. And finally, the deputy head of the Russian Navy has been killed near the Ukrainian border, the Russian military has confirmed. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and on YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. And on behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie, Banda. Enjoy the rest of the evening.